There's no way he's done video talk about 3D Mario when he said oh my god, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? You said you wouldn't talk about it anymore. What on God's name is happening here today? We're just back in the building again, aren't we? It's 2026, finally! The year for 3D Mario by Nin10doland. I'm just curious. Like, this might not be a good reaction. Let's just have a listen to the mind of Landon, huh?
It is now officially 2026. It's a brand new year, and of course, we gotta bring it back.
In all fairness, I have to give him points, right? At least he's being a bit self-aware, right? At least.
I mean, come on. What better way could I have started this year? Everybody knows me as like the Mario man baby, and God knows.
At least he's being self-aware. We have to give him points for that.
How many times I've talked about this topic? It's probably more than 100. Oh my God.
Good grief. Good grief, lad.
They say the first step is admitting that you have a problem, and hey, I'm admitting I have a problem.
Talks about as much as I talk about Paper Mario. Who would win, honestly? Reese talk about Paper Mario, or Landon talk about 3D? Honestly, that'd be a close competition, honestly.
More delusion and sadness. Lots of sadness. There's a lot that I want to sit here and unpack, but before we get started, guys, it's a brand new year. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you aren't subscribed already, then maybe...
Guys, I'm trying to hit... Hang on. If he's going to shill, I'm going to... Guys, I'm trying to hit... What are we trying to hit? What is even my subscriber count now? Guys, I'm trying to hit 13.7. What the fuck is happening? Guys, come on.
Going back...
Will you name one of your Pokemon after me if I support you? Actually, maybe I don't want the support. You know, I think I'm fine at 13.6. Upgraded from harassment to flirting. A little bit.
At the beginning of 2025, I was so certain it was time that we'd see the next 3D Mario. I was so certain, in fact, I was even posting videos saying 21 days until we get to see 3D Mario. 10 days.
Yeah, oh, trust me, we know. We know Nin10doland. You are kind of crazy. You're kind of crazy. It's okay, Moresty. We've given you 14k in donuts. You're not fair. You're not actually fair. I don't need the support anymore.
6 days. I was literally that confident. Yeah, I can see why people hated me for this. Look, as someone that does post some clickbait, this was not my intention. I promise you. I genuinely thought in my head, why wouldn't it be here? I knew Mario Kart probably was, and I thought 3D Mario also had a really good chance. And
I mean, again, do you know what it is, right? I actually don't blame you for like it being like gung-ho on 3D Mario, because it had been a while. I can understand why you're thinking so, but yeah, I think it was just a bit too much, wasn't it? You don't want to be on his Mario Mon team. We're gonna continue that tomorrow, by the way, if you guys are curious.
And I thought,
bro, it was just a bit much with it, wasn't it? That's the issue. You were just a bit much with it. That's what it was.
Going to combat something as
because even I think that surely they should like at least talk about 3D Mario this year, right? Even I think that, right? But like, yeah, you're just a bit much with it, brother. But I'm glad you realized.
As 2017's
it's way too much, broski.
Mario Odyssey combo, it would have to be something like a 3D Mario Kart combo or something along those lines. But I was just so sure because it's been just about 8 years at the time, so I thought it had to be here. And if it wasn't,
go buy yourself some food. Thanks, Raul. Appreciate it.
And here it'd be announced somewhere within the year, right? And obviously we never did get that announcement. Not only was it not announced for the Switch 2 Direct, but it wasn't announced for the September Fall Nintendo Direct either.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where I think we need to... I think the theory of was DK Bonanza or 3D Mario, I think is one that I think we all need to consider, because it could have been, because we don't even know if they've even got one in development. You know, that's the thing. I think that's probably why I want them to talk about it. Like, was Bonanza or like was Bonanza or 3D Mario? Was it? Like, are they making one? Because we don't know yet. I think that's the reason why I think now I kind of just want them to address the Bonanza in the room, you know? I think that's what they need to do. I wonder if Landon's going to mention that at any point. Because, like, if you're asking me, I think it was. I think it was, I'm going to be honest. I think it was. But, like, I also want to know, you know? It
started to become very clear to me that Mario Kart was that big Mario game, and Donkey Kong Bonanza was going to take the place of a 3D
he's talking about now. Okay.
Nintendo's big 3D Mario that we all were expecting. And I know at the time I was a little grumpy and just a brat when it came to
a little bit.
I was so excited to see 3D Donkey Kong. Do not get me wrong. I've been waiting too for a 3D Donkey Kong game, but it felt like a lot of people were almost making it seem like it was replacing Mario altogether. And that's for a video in and of itself, but no, Donkey Kong does not replace Mario.
It doesn't replace it, but like again, since the Odyssey team worked on that, do they have two different dev teams going on right now? Which they obviously they're Nintendo, so they can. But I still think it's a valid thing to talk about, right? I think it's a valid theory to have. I think it's a theory that's worth considering. I mean, as a field the void of 3D Mario, but definitely won't sell as well. No, I think obviously, I think the numbers have shown that obviously hasn't. But like, obviously, the overall point we're trying to get at is did it like replace it? As in, like, is there another universe where instead of DK Bonanza we got like Mario Journey, you know, in 2025 instead, but they just opted for this, you know? That's what I was saying. Given Bonanza was done by chunks of the Odyssey team, it was likely meant to be Bowser's Fury situation, where they're using Bonanza to test before the big thing. It could be, that's true. Yeah, Nintendo forecast has good videos on this. I think we might have to have a look at that, actually. I might have to look at that. I do think 100% there's another team cooking 3D Mario behind the scenes. Yeah, I think that's my theory. I think it is, but I think this definitely was supposed to be our stand-in for a bit. I think the 3D Mario will probably come out in, like, what, 2028, I'm thinking? But I just want them to, like, address it. I just want them to address. I know they don't talk about games long before they come out, but, like, I think if you're asking me, as a Switch 2 owner, someone who's having a lot of fun with this console, you know, any news on the Big Five is something that I'm excited to hear about, you know? Obviously, you know the Big Five, you know, 3D Zelda, 3D Mario, Smash, Mario Kart, Pokemon, new Pokemon, right? I think we've gotten news about 3 of them. I think we've even gotten 3 of them. But like the Smash and the 3D Mario-sized hole in the wall, I'm just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? What's gonna happen? What are we talking about here, you know? Thank you for the 5, Zombie. A Shot in the Dark. Mario Journey will be 3D world-like. Maybe not Bowser's Fury dev team, but definitely a new team. I think more linear. Again, we just don't know. For me, I'm in the mood for definitely a bit more of a linear game, but we just don't know yet. We just don't know, and I want to know.
Are 2 completely different games. Are there lots of similarities between Mario Odyssey and Donkey Kong Bonanza? Absolutely. I mean, a big chunk of the team was reported to be working on this game, so that was no question. But still, if you play Donkey Kong Bonanza and you played any other 3D Mario game, you know very quickly that they play completely different. Where Donkey Kong Bonanza was more about just destruction, digging and breaking through the ground, and kind of just playing around with this giant sandbox and voxel technology. This is never what 3D...
I think that the DNA is obviously the same, right? Like, again, are they different games? Sure, but like you can very clearly tell the DNA is there. You know? It's like saying Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends were made by like a different team. And it's like, yeah, but like you're very clearly like someone who's played Titanfall 2 will play Apex and go, "Oh, was this made by the Titanfall 2 guys?" No, it was made by a different dev, but the same studio. It's like, oh, okay. In the same way that if someone played DK Bonanza, who's played Odyssey, like, this feels like Odyssey. It's like, oh, same studio, just different dev team. Or like same dev team, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. It's like, oh, you know? I feel like they share a lot of it. Yeah, the DNA is the same, definitely. The DNA is definitely the same. It's like Walking Dead and this, but I'd say that's a fair comparison, you know? What's I going to read? Focus on terrain elements. I think they definitely focus on different things, but yeah.
3D Mario.
Same DNA.
3D Mario has been about puzzles and platforming first. It's always about jumping to the next platform, using cool power-ups to get to your next location. That is what 3D Mario has always been about. And it's weird to see people say, "Oh, you got Donkey Kong Bonanza, shut your mouth." That's not the same thing. Let me make it clear.
Still has to fight the people online somewhere. It's not the same. 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 Has to get in there. Has to get in there somewhere, you know?
A lot of you guys, it's not that I was super expecting 3D Mario to be released last year. It was the fact that it wasn't revealed at all, or even teased in any capacity. That is what was so strange to me.
I think if you're asking me, I think they definitely wanted to give Mario Kart World and DKB like their time to shine. And then I think now that we're, you know, I think DKB and Mario Kart World, they've had their time. Obviously, they're still selling. Obviously, they're late. They're not like the new game smell has worn off. I think that's fair to say, right? I think the new game smell has worn off, and we're kind of like anyone who bought both of those games at launch have gotten their time out of it, if not still getting their time out of it. But like, for example, I've played DKB. I did all the post-game stuff. I've had my time with it. Mario Kart World, I'm still enjoying it, but like, I've kind of had my meal. You know, if I want to go out for seconds, I can go out for seconds, but I've had my meal with that. So now I'm thinking, okay, what's on the horizon? You know? I still have some Emerald Rush stuff to do, but like, I'm kind of just like, I've had my meal. You know, I've had my meal.
Because can you believe this October will now mark
9 years
since Super Mario Odyssey? Look, I get game development takes a while now, especially in this day and age, but look, pretty soon, good lord, we're reaching GTA 6 numbers. That now brings me to this year in 2020.
Which one's going to come out first?
26. And I'll tell you right off the gate, this year is different for me. I think I've kind of had the excitement, joy sucked out of my veins from Nintendo now.
No.
The fact that we haven't even seen a glimpse of this next 3D Mario game on Nintendo's brand new, expensive, shiny new hardware. However, this isn't a video for me to fearmonger or make you feel like, you know, this game isn't coming. But this is not going to be a video of me saying it's happening this year. I've been over that. I will not do that.
Character development games. He's learned. He's had a bit of character development, hasn't he? Oh, what a guy! What a guy, huh?
And I am no longer.
But yeah, like at the same time, I do have to like kind of call into question, like at the same time, is this Nintendo you're dealing with? Yeah, you've named your whole channel after them. They're the most like unpredictable company on the planet. So I'm like, to expect anything of them is a bit weird. Like, it's definitely weird they haven't talked about 3D Mario in like, or I'll say a standalone 3D Mario game in like coming up to 9 years, well, on a 9th year coming up to now. But like, if there was any company that was going to do that, it'd be Nintendo, you know? It'd be Nintendo.
Going into Nintendo Directs, expecting to even see a reveal or even a tease of this game. In fact, I'm just wiping my mind completely. When it comes, it comes. But of course,
I never knew a 3D Italian man got people in a frenzy. It's mainly, I'm going to be honest, it's mostly Nintendo Land. There's definitely like a couple of Nintendo Land-esque people where they're just like, hey, where's the 3D Mario, man? Where's the 3D Mario, man? But like, he was definitely like the tip of the spear. I think that's fair to say, right? I think that's definitely fair to say, right? I've seen this sort of sentiment from a couple other people, like Switchfoot. Like I've seen a couple of this sentiment from a couple others, but yeah, as I said, it's one of those things where. Actually, how big is it? Actually, I say that like I'm not really that plugged into the Nintendo sphere, so I can't say how big this is. I think you guys in the channel probably have a bigger barometer for this sort of thing. I've seen this sort of like ilk of person occasionally, but not too often. So, but yeah, it does drive some people crazy. That's definitely for sure. Thank you for the 5. Definitely. I kind of get 3D Mario / Super Mario is the longest gap. Yeah, no, I get it, but like, it's a question of. I mean, hey man, have you got Mario, bro? Have you got Mario? Hey, Mario. You got Mario, bro? Hey, come on, man. Come on.
We have to talk about it and speculate because I think for the first time in a long time, it's not just me. I'm seeing people all over Twitter,
people on the line,
social medias of all sorts saying this has got to be the year, right? Like it has to be the year, right? Trust me, I would want nothing more for 3D Mario to be revealed at the next Nintendo Direct.
The next 3D Mario is my... It's alongside Bigfoot, shut up.
And be a big holiday game and get us excited for the entire year for this game. And literally, it could just be this game as the only new announcement for next year, and I think most of us will be A-okay. I think a lot of people are saying this right now because we love to look forward to what big Nintendo...
Yeah, look what we've got going on right now. It's a pretty solid lineup so far, right? I think they should definitely sprinkle in a couple more. I think for me, it's all right. I'd say it's all right to good. Obviously, get the fucking Virtual Boy out of here. But I would say we definitely need like a bit more meat, you know, a bit more meat, you know. Because if you're looking at me so far, Bellabelle Park is what I'm looking forward to. Rhythm Heaven and Fire Emblem. I got 3 that I'm just like. Ooh, you know? Splatoon Raiders, I'm just like, oh, okay. Yoshi, Pokopia, and Fever, I'm just kind of like... It's definitely like, hey guys, Super Chat Go type vibe, you know what I mean? I'm just like... Tomodachi... I feel like I might have to get Tomodachi Life just to stream it a couple times, just to stick it to the chuds in my chat. It was a bad game. It's a bad game, guys. A bad game. I'm literally only going to play it so I can slander it more effectively. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it so I can slander it more effectively. Oh man, why doesn't this game have makeup, huh? Why doesn't this game have makeup? What's going on here? What's going on here, huh? Classic Nintendo not giving us options, huh? Unbelievable stuff.
Game is next, and for a lot of people, there was only 2 massive games maybe for us on the Switch 2, being Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Bonanza. And people are looking at the 2026 lineup, and I'll be honest with you, there's some games. Look, it's not a terrible lineup, and I know this is not counting all the big surprises that Nintendo is going to have in the next main Nintendo Direct, but still, as a huge Nintendo fan, this isn't super exciting looking.
I would say
for me, so
I would say this is like a 4.5 out of 10. I think this is like a good base. I think like a couple more, like I think maybe 3 more big games, and I'll be like, yeah. I'm here, like locked in. You know what I mean? I'm locked, bro. I'm locked. But yeah, there's definitely going to be more announced for the year. So far, it's like, okay. You've given me the appetizer. What have we got going on for the rest, you know?
Couldn't imagine what it looks like for the general audience. Most people are going to look at this and see lots of Switch 2 editions, smaller titles, spin-offs, and then see Xenoblade as probably the biggest game for next year. And a lot of people are going to be wondering, what other big games are we going to be receiving? Well, when you look at what Nintendo's released already with Switch 2, a lot of people are thinking, okay, where's that Breath of the Wild style game? That big game where the entire world...
Wait, a big game that unites the community. Yeah, Nintendo...
was talking about it. I mean, people are buying Switch 2s in dozens for this specific game alone. Switch 2 doesn't really have that right now, and a lot of people are thinking, well, one big game that could be is 100% 3D Mario. Nintendo just had one of their worst holiday months ever. We don't know much about December, but November was very, very low for the Switch 2. In fact, there were more PS5s sold than Switch 2s, and the PS5 has been on the
NX Playground.
The Switch 2 was only like, what, 5 to 6 months old?
Don't hop off my goat, the next Playground, okay?
Old at the time. I mean, this thing freaking almost outsold the Switch 2 in November. And I like to
My God, hey, who's playing Coco Melon Battle Royale? We played that last stream. It was actually really fun. Who's hopping on the next? Who's hopping on later tonight?
Hear people's reasoning why this is. There's lots of analytical things that people will say, like, oh, it's because of Nintendo's business decision or their prices or, you know, certain things with the market. I really don't think it's all that difficult to really process what's going on here. When you look at what Nintendo's releasing, it's just kind of smaller scale games. It's spin-offs, ports, remakes, remasters. It's not the stuff that people...
It's quite interesting how he has like we watched the Arlo video the other day, right? It was a couple of days ago at this point, where he was like getting into like, oh man, it's gone, the economy's this and this, and it's just like, man, there's no games, bro. It's like, where the fuck are the games, man? Which is quite refreshing to hear, but like, yeah, I kind of get it. I definitely kind of get it. Like, even as someone who has the Switch 2 is enjoying it right now, again, I'm just kind of waiting for more of the big five, you know? Which I think there's like, I think, was it 3D Zelda? I think there's been some rumors going around, so I think there's going to be some like news about that soonish from the sounds of it. But like, I'm waiting for the other big two, you know what I mean? The big two hitters, the Smash and the 3D Mario. I think once those two come out, I think people will then just kind of like, and obviously Gen 10 is going to happen this year as well, so. Excellent year to be a Pokemon chud, that's for damn sure. I think once those come out, I think then we can just kind of like, the dust will settle and everyone will be normal again. Nintendo Land will be normal again. Or maybe he won't be, who knows?
Go in buying a $450 console for. If a general consumer is going to buy a console, they're looking for this guy. So if we continue to see Nintendo Switch 2 sales dropping off...
But like, yeah, the Streamly reminder, I don't care what the average consumer wants, I just care what I want, okay? And I got games, bro, okay? I got games, man, I got games. I don't care what Nintendo Switch 2 sells, I just care if I got my games. I care about my Scrimbly games, and that is it. And I've got a Fire Emblem game coming, okay? And I got DKB, and I got Metroid Prime 4, and guess what? Another 2D Metroid is going to come out soon, okay? You didn't hear that from me. Leaks, fake leaks, fake leaks, fake leaks.
Through the holiday and the beginning of this year, it's going to be a very scary sign for Nintendo to, hey, you got to hurry up and get some games announced. Those big ones that people are waiting for. The Smash Brothers, the Zeldas, the Marios, the stuff that people want to go out and buy this console for. And 3D Mario has to be soon. I mean, dude, 9 years this October. I couldn't imagine pushing 10. Okay.
So much third support, I can wait for first part. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Especially with the sale, like the holiday sale that's still going on. Why is Nintendo banned here? Especially like, what's it, that big holiday sale that's going on, you know what I mean? Both talking about the average consumer. Meanwhile, I'm playing Breath of the Wild for the first time and I'm vibing with it. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I get what he means. I'm not going to say he's not like making sense because I think he is making sense, definitely. I think Mr. Mime Stamp said that this lineup here, this looks more like a year 4 lineup instead of like a year 1 or the second half of year 1 lineup. If that makes sense, which I agree with definitely. But at the same time, it's not like. I've always been in the camp of like, if I'm getting the games I want, I can't say I care about the grand scope of things. Like, is that selfish of me? Yeah, but I just don't really care. I'm gonna be honest, I can't really see myself. I'm not playing favorites for a company. Does that make sense? If I get my games, then I get my games. The only ones I can definitely understand people getting like up in arms about are like as I said, the big 5. As soon as the big 5 are out, everything else, as far as I'm concerned, is the bonus. You know what I mean? It's a bonus. It's a bonus as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's how you should treat it as well. You're guaranteed to get a new Pokemon game, Zelda most likely, Smash, Mario Kart, and 3D Mario on most consoles. Everything else is just kind of like, what's Nintendo going to roll the dice? You know, is it going to? This time it was like Rhythm Heaven, and then roll the dice, Fire Emblem, and then obviously there's like a couple of other like near guarantees. So you got like Kirby, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade are basically near guarantees. But like everything else, you should just go like, You know what I mean? Like, just roll the dice. Roll the dice and see what happens. In the Switch generation, I don't think anyone in this chat would ever have predicted that Metroid would have gotten an unbelievable revival in the Switch generation. Metroid was dead in the mud for like fucking years, bro. Post Other M, Metroid basically didn't exist. Like, we were all content with the fact that I'm just gonna, every year or so, I'm gonna go replay Fusion and that's kind of it. But what happened? What happened in the Switch era? Prime Remastered, Dreads, basically every classic Metroid game available on the Switch in some form. And then you had, 3D Samus Returns as well, if you wanted that on the 3DS. And then 4, you're like, where the fuck did this come from? That's kind of how you're supposed to like go about it. You know what I mean? You're supposed to like, you got the big guarantees, you got a couple of those near guarantees, and then just like roll the dice the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? That's all you got to do. So which series do you think is going to get like the Metroid-esque like random like, oh, we picked you? I'm hoping for the F-Zero charts. I'm hoping it's F-Zero. I'm going to be honest. I'm hoping it's F-Zero. Thanks for the 10. Plot twist: New 3D Mario will be Virtual Boy exclusive. Do you know what the worst bit? Do you know what the worst bit is about that? That sounds like it could happen as well, Tomac. That's the worst bit. I'm not. I wouldn't rule that out. I would never rule that out, man. I would never rule that out as long as I live.
I think I'm putting you to sleep. Let me talk about what I think. Couldn't imagine pushing 10. Okay, I'm yapping. I'm putting you to sleep. Let me talk about when I think this is happening.
I'm gonna be honest. No, actually, in all fairness, though, I think your content's a lot more. I think it was Blindsmith that said in the chat. I think your videos are a lot more watchable when you have a bit of self-awareness. Like, genuinely, this is probably the most watchable Nintendo Land video I've seen in like a while. I'll be real with you. And while you are talking about the topic that you said you would, and I'm having a bit more fun with this than I ever have in any Nintendo Land video. Although, granted, like, considering the other ones of his we've covered, the bar is quite low. But at the same time, I have to give you your props for this.
I think Nintendo just wanted Mario Kart and Donkey Kong to have some time to breathe before they start to get into
I'd say so. I agree.
Mario goodness. And since we're out of the year of 2025 and in the second months and year 2 of Nintendo Switch 2, I think it's time for them to ramp things up and give us this reveal relatively soon. Now, once again, I'm not making predictions and saying when this is going to happen, but I mean, if Nintendo wants this game to be a big holiday game, I feel like they're going to kind of have to reveal it in the February Nintendo Direct or whenever the first one is this year. I mean, technically they could wait.
February. What are the chances February, gamers? What are the chances February? I'm saying like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening February. If it's gonna happen, June. I think it's the Summer Direct. 30%. Give me the percent. I'm thinking it's like 1. I'm putting a 1% on it. I'm gonna bank in on the June or the summer, whichever month they do this Summer Direct. Is it June? I'm banking the Summer Direct. That's what I'm saying. I think right now I'd say it's like a 1% chance. Summer, I'd bank on like, I'd say 60. I'm gonna like go full in. I'm gonna go more. I'm more hopeful than not. 60%. Winter, the Winter Direct or whatever autumn is, like the later one, September, what's it called? I think I'd have to be in this. It'd have to be in the summer one. It'd have to be. If it's not in the summer one, it has to be in the fucking September one. Surely they have to like talk about it. Like just talk about it, man.
Until like the June E3 timeframe where they have a June Nintendo Direct. But it just would kind of take away from the hype just to have a quick trailer and then say, hey, the game's coming out in a couple of months. Like, I want to build that hype for the whole year. Like they did with.
Of course you want to build up the hype for the whole year. You want to make like 10 more videos. You want to make 10 minutes. Of course you wanted it. That is businessman talking, gamers. That is businessman talking. The longer the gap before release, the more predictions you can do, the more hype you can make. Money, right, man? Money.
Mario Odyssey.
Like, even if I was to like take him at face value, as far as I'm concerned, I'm of the mindset. If I'm being earnest, I'm of the mindset that like if you announce a game, I'd rather it just be available within a relatively short amount of time. Like I do understand there's some build up for hype. I think when something is shadow dropped, it can kind of be like, oh, you know, it can kind of feel a bit like, oh, I guess it's out now. You know, it feels a bit like weird. I kind of get that, but for me, if you're asking me, what is the ideal time span? I'd say 3D Mario gets announced, we can play it within like 3 months. That's like 3 to 6 months for me. You know, that's for me. I'd say 3 to 6 months time frame. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Mario Wonders and that's perfect. Like 3 months, because I think it gives us enough time to like speculate, to think about things. They have a chance to maybe sprinkle in an extra trailer or two to like keep us interested, and then boom. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. 3 to 6 month time span. I'm okay with that. For him though, he'd want like a whole year. Of course, he'd want a whole year. You know what I mean? I don't care about hype. Just put the game in the bag. I think I can't really agree. I think even, because obviously, like, I'm not even talking as a content. I'm talking as just like, I think one of the best things think this is the adult Musty talking. I think once you kind of like settle into a rhythm when it comes to life, like I would say, the things that make life kind of like more exciting are the things you can look forward to in the future, right? Is like when you got those like that one dinner plan with like a friend like a week from now, you're like, oh shit, we're gonna hang out very good. So I think like with just in life, you kind of need those like things that are a bit off in the distance to kind of look forward to and be like, yeah, man, let's fucking do it. You know what I mean? I think with games, I kind of like it when there's like that little bit of gap too, so that we can talk about it, we're excited about it. Like it's a conversation piece between like me and my friends and people, and then it could come and then we can play it. Then there's the excitement. I think having that thing to look forward to is something that's very, very important especially when you get to my older age as well, where life becomes a little more unpredictable. So I quite like the 3 to 6 month time span personally. Shadow drops for me don't work. It just doesn't work for me in my older age because like it's like I have to play it now, and if I'm not playing it now, then everyone's already playing it, and it's like I feel like I've kind of missed the discussion. It's not like missed the boat in terms of playing it, because like there's no such thing as missed the boat. Someone want to play DKB now, they can play it now, right? But for me, I'm a big fan of those big cultural moments in games. When something comes on, everyone is new, everyone is talking about it. That's what I love. That's the shit I love in video games, right? I love the fact that like when we played DKB, for example, obviously I'm not gonna, no spoilers just in case, but like, do you know when like DKB happened and like within that first week, everyone was like, what the hell? That thing that happened. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm talking about if you played DKB, right? Everyone was like, you know, like the big explosive moment when that happens. I think the one I'll never forget as long as I live is Pokemon Go. I know it sounds really like, obviously it's Pokemon Go, but like that one like month in like, was it 2016, like August 2016, when everyone and their mom literally was outside collecting Bing Bing Woohoo's stupid little creatures. I'm telling you, bro, I fucking loved it. I loved it so much, man. I was talking to like my neighbors and they were playing Pokemon Go. I was talking to the shopkeeper and he was playing Pokemon Go. I was talking to like bus drivers and they were playing Pokemon Go. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the moments I live for. I love for those moments where everyone at least either in my space or even beyond is into something, you know? And when the game is like 3 months or so out, that's when everyone's like, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's know what's our theories. What do you think is gonna happen? Is this better? And then obviously it comes out, whoa, what's going on with it? Did you see that project? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's what I love. That is what I love so much. I love playing the games is one thing. I can always play a game. That cultural moment is like a one-time thing. The Smash Ultimate in recent is another big one. God, every Smash reviewer had us like fucking cartoonishly shouting at the screen, didn't it? How fun was that? Let's be real. I know people are like, crossovers, are they boring now? Third parties versus third parties. Fair enough, right? But even though I had never played a Persona game, bruv, Joker being in, I was like, what the who is this guy, man? Steve was massive, man. Like, if you're telling me just put the game in the bag, I respect it, fair enough. But there's no way you're telling me some of these cultural moments in gaming would not exist if there wasn't like the hype and the build-up and the intrigue and like the moment where we all just went, what the fuck? That's what I live for in video games in the modern day. You know what I mean? So yeah, for me, a perfect time span is like somewhere between 3 and 6 months. That's my perfect time span for hype. But obviously Nin10doland wants it longer because he wants the money. I'm very sad I missed the Smash Bros. Hype. I'm really hoping that this next Smash game also has that like kind of similar, we can harken back to that because that was really fun. That was actually so much fun. Even as someone who didn't even get a lot of the franchises that were in, I was just excited. Like Joker, didn't know what Persona was. I was excited. Banjo, never played a Banjo game. I'll have to slander Banjo Kazooie just for the fun of it. But even I understood. Fucking hey, it's Banjo Kazooie! It's Banjo Kazooie! Go on, no, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Anyway, let's keep playing.
Giving us a little sneak peek, and then finally giving us that official reveal in January to start the year for release in October. So if they are going to have a big 3D Mario game this year, I am really hoping that they do reveal it in January or February's Nintendo Direct. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm going out on a limb and saying if there's no reveal of a 3D Mario game in the upcoming Nintendo Direct, I think I'm clocking out for 2026 already. I know it's quick.
All right, really? He's checking out. He's like, at 1.6 seconds, I'm out. Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy, really?
And I know it's a extremely silly thing to do, but
That's kind of crazy.
I mean, I just feel like it's either there or
So
not.
now you've gone the reverse. So before in all of 2026, you're like, hey, listen, bro, listen, give me the thing. And now in 2026, you're like, if they don't, I'm out. 1.3, I'm out. It just doesn't end with this guy, does it? He overcorrected.
There. Now we'll say something that's
landed.
interesting is we really don't have a game that would feel like a replacement. You know, it doesn't feel like there's like a Mario Kart or a 3D Donkey Kong or something that's replacing a possible 3D Mario for this year.
I would say it was Bonanza.
We don't even
for
really
this
have
year,
a 3D platformer outside of Splatoon Raiders, and we don't even know what that game is going to be about or how it's going to play or anything. All we know is it's a third-person shooter adventure.
I will say though, like they have they even released any sort of news about Nintendo? You need to start telling us shit, bro. Come on. From what I've heard, Splatoon Bros, you can help me out. They literally just dropped the name and that was kind of it. Literally nothing. Jesus Christ. That and Dusk Bloods. I think Dusk Bloods is like the other thing. Where like they showed it, it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Do you want to like maybe like tease a couple of more screenshots as like the months go? No. I was like, okay. Okay. We've dropped nothing since June. And we're in fucking January. 7 months and they've given us like nothing. Okay, that's kind of crazy. I realize that's kind of crazy.
Game. But even then, I do not think this could be a replacement for a 3D Mario game. Now, something I'm a bit more confident on right now is Luigi's Mansion.
Really?
I feel like it's time for Luigi's Mansion 4, and I feel like that could be a big holiday game this year.
I think I famously said I think we did a video pre-Switch 2 announcement where I was like, which Switch series makes the jump to the Switch 2? The next console. And I think I famously in that said, I just don't think Luigi's Mansion. I think they're content with the trilogy and that's kind of it. And I think I still stand on that. I don't think I've changed my stance. I still think they just made the trilogy and that's kind of it. I don't think they're going to do another one. I'd love it. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love Luigi's Mansion 3. I think it's my favorite of the three, which a lot of people are like, oh, no. But I don't know. I just don't think so. And this is the part where someone says sales, but like, we're talking Nintendo. Come on now. We're talking Nintendo. If they really liked sales, they would have made another Animal Crossing game by now. Or they would have kept updating Animal Crossing like longer than it did. Trust me, they sales is like a pretty much non-factor. So I just think they made a trilogy and that was kind of it. I don't know, Luigi's Mansion is a bigger deal than you're giving it credit. You think so? Am I? Maybe I am. Maybe.
I mean, Luigi's Mansion 3 sold extremely well, so I would not be complaining whatsoever. But I can still see a lot of people being upset that Mario is still not here if it's just Luigi's Mansion and Splatoon. Now, I will say I'm pretty confident that at least one of these games are going to happen this year.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not putting bets. I'm not placing bets or anything like that.
Hey.
I'm just stating.
Hey, come on, put 10 on it. Hey, listen, if you really believe in it, put 10 on it, Mr. Land. Go on. I'll put 10 on it. Listen, are you a gambler? Listen, I don't fancy myself a bit of a gambling man, but listen, I put 10 on it. I put 10 on Luigi's Mansion 4 not coming out this year. I'll put 10 on it. I'll put put a membership on it. How about that? I'll put a membership on it. If Luigi's Mansion 4 gets announced this year, I will become a member. I'll become a member in Nintendo. I'll put 2 on it. Okay, I'll put 2 on it. That's what I'll do. I'll put £2 on it.
Like,
and if it doesn't, you got welcome to the knighthood, brother. Okay.
Feels like one of these games kind of has to happen based on just also how long it's been since the last games and how successful both of these franchises are. I guess you could also throw Smash Brothers in the mix, but man, it just feels like it's gotta be 3D Mario or Luigi's Mansion in 2026 in some month. Also, at least to me, the Switch 2 hasn't had a single game that's felt like an cultural impact. You know what I mean?
Oh, here it comes, gamers! Here it comes! We have to unite. It's the same sort of language. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it? We have to unite. Okay, but here's the question: does it have to? I feel like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is like my favorite game of all time. It's between that and Metroid Dread now. It's actually really close. Right now, I'd probably say Metroid Dread is my second favorite game of all time. But I feel like how big of a cultural impact this game sent ripples to everyone else. And like, what was it, gamers? Every grassy field, Breath of the Wild vibes. Everyone and their mother saying this game is actually so. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of discourse around this game because it was that big was unbelievable. And it just goes to show you how big of a cultural impact it had. But it just goes like I think this goes to what I said before, in that when people say, oh, why is the game dead? Why is this game dead? Why is no one talking about Silksong anymore? Why is no one talking about Pizza Town anymore? Hades just came out and no one's talking about it anymore. And it's like, no, the people that are in the sphere are still talking about it. Everyone else has kind of moved on. And to have a game that everyone in the sphere is talking about and everyone is still talking about, you have to be literally a generational game. And that's what Breath of the Wild was. That's why there's still people playing it. There's still people talking about, like, Breath of the Wild TOTK, the Breath of the Wild duology, so to speak. That's why there's still people talking about it to this day. There's still new people playing it. It's still making sales to this day because it made that much of an unbelievable impact on the world. Like, again, I was not much of a Zelda guy before I played Breath of the Wild. It's my first or second favorite game of all time. And I've played hundreds of video games. Do you know what I mean? So to expect more of that is like, I think it's one of those things where if it happens good. But to expect think that sort of thing to happen, I think is a bit of a pipe dream. Because like, I think if what you do when you say we need a cultural impact games instead of just good games, do you know what it is? It's like that Asian parent stereotype of I got an A in my maths class, what, you get an A+. That's basically what you're doing right now. Because DK Bonanza, phenomenal video game. Metro Prime 4, for all its faults, really fucking fun game. PLZA is some of the most fun I've ever had in a Pokemon game, right? Like I'm on Lumpum, we've had some really solid games come out from the Switch too. But because the discourse is what it is or something, like, you're undermining them? Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, not every game is going to be a Smash. I would say, I think Alfonso said, what games would I describe as generational? I think Smash has to be. Breath of the Wild is also another one. I would describe Fortnite as well as generational. Like there's like a maybe 2 hands worth of games that you can describe as like generational. If we're going far back, I'd say the original Doom was a generational video game because of like just the unbelievable amount of impact it had. But like we're talking about games that had this unbelievable legacy. GTA is another one, you know. Yeah, so that's the level we're talking about. So again, when you opine constantly for games of this ilk, I think you undermine just how good we have it now. So that's what I would say to that.
Something like the entire world is talking about. I love Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I think it should have been a bigger deal for a lot of us than it was. I feel like it kind of just came and went, and us Nintendo fans loved it, but no one else was really talking about it.
But does that really matter though? Again, I cut him off mid-sentence. I want to make that clear. But does that matter though? That's what I would ask you. Why does that matter? I could see that mattering to you if you're a shareholder of Nintendo. But as far as I'm concerned, I just want to play really fucking good video games. If generational video games happen to come out of that, amazing. I think the Switch launch was the perfect storm. I kind of doubt anything on the Switch 2, barring maybe Smash can recreate. Yeah, I think so too. I think with the Switch 1, Nintendo had their backs against the wall, and they had to fire everything at the wall. You know, they had to fire a 3D Mario, a Smash Mario. You know what I mean? They had to fire everything. But with the Switch 2, I don't think they have to fire everything, so they're pacing out a bit more. Whether you think it's better or not is obviously subjective, but if you're asking me, I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, you know?
Because it's still not on the scale of something like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey or Smash Ultimate, you know what I mean? Something that just truly captivates the general audience along with the fanboys as well. And I think that's exactly why we've been waiting for so long.
Okay, but why is that? I don't think he's going to answer the question, unfortunately. But like, I would, if you're saying, my question would be, why does that matter? And then to which I would say, it just doesn't. I just don't think it does. I think to think like this is to like undermine all the good video games we already have. And of course, it's Nin10doland that does that, right?
I think this next 3D Mario game is going to be massive. I think it's going to use the blueprints of Bowser's Fury and become some awesome, huge, maybe even open world experience. Not in a bad way. Good open world. I know you remember how big Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom were. I mean, Breath of the Wild alone warranted an entire E3 showcase from Nintendo on just Breath of the Wild alone. There was no other game reveals, just an entire E3 dedicated to one game because Nintendo knew how big that game was. I really am feeling that same sort of vibe with this upcoming Mario game. I feel like this is going to be a game that shakes the series up and puts it on its head, and I can't wait to see what they're cooking up.
Those are some lofty expectations, I'll be honest with you. For me, I just expect the next 3D Mario game to be like really fucking good. You know what I mean? That's what I expect. I don't. If you're asking me, do you think it's going to be a generational game the same way maybe you could argue Odyssey was? I don't know why. I just don't think it will be. I don't know. But then again, also, as I said, it doesn't have to. It just has to be a really fucking good game. And I'm sure I'm going to like it. You know what I mean? I'm sure I'm going to like it. As I've liked every 3D Mario game that isn't Sunshine.
I'm just ready to see the thing. So what is my takeaway and what do I think for the year of 2026? I'll make it extremely simple.
Okay.
If a brand new 3D Mario is not revealed at the upcoming Nintendo Direct to start the year, I do not think a 3D Mario is releasing this year, unfortunately. Now, there's still a good chance we could get a reveal trailer in the middle of the year or the end of the year for a release at the beginning of 2027 or the middle or even end of 2027, which just sounds like a horrible nightmare. But I would be truly
Horrible nightmare for your bank account, eh?
worried and confused if we don't see the game this year at all. Like, seriously. I mean, I've had some worries before, but I mean, I would be truly worried if we do not even see the game this year.
I think worried is the wrong word to use. I'd be confused. Do you know what I mean? I'd be confused because like when you say worried, it implies like, oh, where is 3D Mario? 3D Mario's going to come out. Again, it's one of the big five. You are going to get a new Smash, a new Mario Kart, 3D Mario, 3D Zelda, and Pokemon game. That is guaranteed for basically every Pokemon gen. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about it. The real question is like, where is it? That's me. If you're asking me, I'm like, where? It's like, where in the, you know, you don't need to ask about Carmen San Diego anymore. Like, where in the world is 3D Mario? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, where are you? I'm like, I'm still out here enjoying video games, but like, where are you, bro? Like, I'm about as confused at 3D Mario as I am for like Splatoon Raiders or Duskbloods, you know? I'm just like, are you gonna talk about these or not? Like, what's happening here? You know? That's kind of where I'm at, you know? Worried, just no 3D Mario is we should be worried about Nintendo's doom. Apparently we should be, you know? It's a case of when, not if. Yeah, it's like, this is one of those, like, again, that's how fucking fat and greedy Nin10doland is. He's rubbing his belly, satisfied with a meal, and he just can't help himself. You know? This is what, you are one of the very lucky gamers that loves a franchise that's guaranteed to have a release. That's the same way with me and Pokemon. I'm very fortunate to be a Pokemon fan that enjoys modern Pokemon, because, like, I'm getting Gen 10 this year, bro. They're going to talk about in the February Pokemon Presents. You know, February is the anniversary of the original Pokemon game, so they always do a February Pokemon Presents. And they're going to talk about it because it's been in development, and it's probably going to come out in November. You know, I'm fucking loving life, man. And if you don't talk about it in that one, then I'll be a bit confused. But it's going to happen. We're going to have it, you know what I mean? Come on, Mr. Lad.
Main Nintendo Directs, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end, and we still don't even see a tease for this 3D Mario game. There is something seriously wrong with this game's development, or something bad has happened, because there is no reason in the world we should have to wait almost 10 years for a new 3D Mario game. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
No, I'm just not worried. If you ask me, I'm just not worried. I don't know what it is.
It should never have to be, oh, we got a 3D Donkey Kong or maybe another Captain Toad or something. That's why we had to wait. No. I mean, if that's the case, then maybe we need different teams working on these different games, because there's no way, just because we got a 3D Donkey Kong, we should have to suffer multiple more years.
We should have to suffer. We should have to suffer. Do you know what? Oh my god! Between this and Arlo's video, do you know what really Do you know what really helps you like get into? I think this is one of those things. I know a lot of you guys, right? I don't. Everyone in the chat is going really fast right now. It's one of those things where I think if reacting to videos has done something like really interesting, right? Because I'm guilty, and I'm sure you guys are as well, of watching videos in the background. So you're like kind of like half listening, but not really, right? With reacting to videos has shown me one thing, is that like I have to listen to the entire video, like from start to finish. I'm taking everything that's said so I can respond to it, right? So I'm literally listening to everything. And if there's anything that like I've noticed, especially in recent months, especially in the last two videos, Arlo and this, is that it's sometimes those small bits of language that really give you an insight into someone's psyche. Do you know what I mean? Because when he says suffer, like what are we talking about? You're suffering? You're suffering. Yeah? Yeah? This guy, belly full of Mario games. I'm suffering. More like you're suffering from indigestion, bro. You ate too much. You're full. Stop eating.
Way, just because we got a 3D Donkey Kong, we should have to suffer multiple more years waiting for the
As if DK Bonanza wasn't a generation of it. Just admit you hated it. Honestly, if you're using the word suffer to describe in the same sense as DK Bonanza, just admit you hated it. Which is fine, because it didn't get a lot of people. Like the big elephant in the big elephant bonanza in the room is, if you like punching stuff, you're gonna love Bonanza. If you don't, you didn't like it. Just admit you didn't like it. Just admit. Just stop towing the company line and just admit you didn't like it. Admit it.
next 3D Mario. I mean, a decade for the new 3D Mario is just not okay. And as Switch 2 sales are starting to peter off and it's starting to lose its legs, they desperately need to reveal this thing to get the hype back up, because I feel like right now the hype is starting to dwindle off.
Guys, where's the... Again, but do you know? Oh my god! Do you know what it is, gamers? Do you know what it is? So with Darkseid, guys, I'm glad that you guys did the joke before I could. We're sharing a brain cell today, chat. You guys did the joke before I could. It's really funny that you say hype is low, because do you know how DSP does like these big things? We've seen it when we react to DSP. He'll take these large portions from his stream to just go, guys, so we've never been getting much kick support and money's real, and I just don't know what to do anymore. I just don't know how to get people. Do you know what the detractors of DSP call that? They call them boardroom meetings, right? That's the slander name they've given it when DSP like talks about like, I'm streaming this, should it be a nice stream? I just don't get it. This board. That's what this is. It's a boardroom meeting. That's what we're at right now. He thinks he's he thinks he's got a chair in the boardroom. That's what's happening. He thinks he has a chair. And he's just like, I don't know, guys.
This thing to get the hype back up.
Let's get the hype back up,
right
guys.
Now, the hype is starting to dwindle off.
Because if you're asking me, as someone who, you know, plays games, I don't care. I just play them and I talk about them with my audience. I'm very fortunate I have an audience that I can talk about video games with. I just talk about them and I play them and I love this shit. Man, I love video games, bro.
People are kind of like, okay, you know, the first 6 months are over. We have this lineup that just looks like another year of Nintendo Switch games. So what's next? What's their big plans? What's their big things that they have coming up? Who knows? They might have some bigger things like Smash Brothers or Animal Crossing, something that we're not even thinking about.
Like, again, just to clarify, the sentiment I somewhat agree with. Again, when it comes to the big five, I can understand people going like, where's the news? Where's the news? But like, I wouldn't say where's the news, the hype is low. For me, it's where's the news so that I can play the game. Does that make sense? Like, the language is different. I want news on the 3D Mario or new Smash because I just want to play the fucking game. You know, that's what I want it for. I don't care about the hype. I don't care about what the people think. I care about what I think, okay? I want to play the game, all right? I just want to play the game, bro.
But only time will tell. But of course, I'll leave it up to you guys. Is it finally 3D Mario time, or am I going?
I think he's saying this from the perspective of someone wanting content for his channel. And I think I've made this critique of Nintendo Land before, and I think it bears repeating. When your business model is entirely contingent on topical gaming news, specifically topical Nintendo news, I don't know if Nintendo Land says something, whether he's doing boardroom meeting Nintendo Land, he's doing businessman Nintendo Land, or if he's talking like as a Nintendo fan Nintendo Land. I think that's just one of the saddest bits, really. Is that I just don't know. I just don't know anymore, unfortunately.
Be once again a salty boy talking about how Nintendo has forgotten about Mario.
We should make that video.
Recording this video, I think there's about a 50 to 60% chance that a 3D Mario will be released this year.
50 to 60.
About an 85 to 90.
Released, yeah. Okay, interesting.
90% chance that we will see 3D Mario in some capacity, because if not, oh boy. But I'm hoping you guys
I think 90 for seeing it is fair. 60 for it coming out this year.
I'm hoping that all of our Mario wishes come true, and finally 2026 is the year of the plumber. Because if not, Nintendo, I'm making a sequel to this video.
You basically already did. Let's be real here. It's this one. You basically already have. I think more Nintendo do needs to play more than first-party Nintendo games. Not specifically just indie games, just more games in general. Please expand your gaming palette. And I think the thing with Nintendo Land is that he'll cry so much. Like, I do play other games. When your channel is not really as reflective of that as it should, and you make videos like this, it undermines your whole, like, thing. You know what I mean? It just undermines you. Like, obviously, you talk about Metroid Prime 4, which is nice. You're talking about, like, more Mario, like, more Zelda stuff. You talked about Wario World, like, that's nice. But like, when your channel isn't reflective of your gaming nous, like, what did you expect? Like, what did you expect people to do? You know, it's like people getting mad at me. It's like when people get mad at me for being like a bully or a bit mean with my critiques when I critique people. It's like, that's just kind of to be expected. Because most of the time on YouTube, there is a culture on YouTube of like giving earnest like feedback to people or critique. There isn't a culture of that. So when they see someone like me doing that with a bit of banterousness on the side, people just think I'm being a bully. And it's like, yeah, that's just to be expected. I don't think I am. So it's just kind of it. But like, I'm content with that misconception because it always exists. In the same way, when people make the misconception that he's just a Nintendo soy boy, ha, it's not like, I don't think he gets mad about it. It's like, you can't be mad about it. It's just what you are, you know? Like, unless you're going to make another channel to beat the allegations, and even then, you're expecting people to know about that, and it's like, yeah, it's just how it is, bro. You got to tank the psychic damage, but not a lot of people know how to, unfortunately. Not a lot of people are me. Not a lot of people are as good as me, you know what I mean? Let's have a look at Bravo 6 real quick. Let's have a look at the comments. Let's see what his very Christian comment section is all about, but let's have a look. Oh my god, Bandy's here. Alfonso said check shitpost, I might have to. Nin10doland when he doesn't get 3D Mario in the first direct, literally. we need to save this image and like repost it when he inevitably doesn't get it. Or 10 years and no 3D Mario does to mother. True. Nathaniel Sleepy. True. Hey buddy, it's the guy. Oh my god, it's my favorite COD Zombies player. Nathaniel Bandy. Here's the worst bit, right? I really want to hit up Nathaniel Bandy to do something, but like I'm gonna be honest, I just want to play zombies with him. But like everyone in the chat would be like, Rusty, I don't know what zombies is, bro. What's happening? You know what I mean? Because like I watched it, he had a video on his second channel where he talked about his Steam library. The guy has like hundreds of hours on like Black Ops 3 like modded zombies. I'm just like, I kind of just want to play that with him. Do you know what I mean? I kind of just want to play that and just shoot the shit with him. That's all I want to do now. Ever since I found out he's a zombies Andy now. You know what I mean? Should I? I think we have to, right? I don't think I have Black Ops 3 on Steam, so I'd have to see if I can run it. If I can run Black Ops 3 on Steam, I might just hit him up and be like, do you want to play some on stream? And just talk. Like, make it like an AMA style, we'll just talk and play zombies. Might have to, honestly. Because that's what I want to do now. Because he said hit me up in January and we might see if we can do something. So that's the only idea I've got, honestly. Oh my god, Albert Barnes is here too! Oh my god, everyone's here today! Whichever the next 3D Mario comes out, I just know it's going to harness controversy like Mario Kart while they do inevitably being another $80. Ooh. You think it's gonna be? Ooh, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't think it will. I have faith. I don't know. Just call me the shareholder. I think I have faith. I don't think it's gonna be 80. I think it's gonna be 70. Dr. Bonanza. Oh my gosh, Boss Guy. I remember Boss Guy. It'd be 100. Okay, this guy's crazy. Okay, he's kind of crazy. Just eat the spaghetti in the Mario costume sitting on the floor at it. Just eat the spaghetti, bro. Put the spaghetti in the bag, little bro. Okay. Put the spaghetti in the bag. I'm also a Nintendo fan who got into the BF3 zombies. I think I might have to hit him up and just be like, do you want to play some zombies? Just want to stream and play some zombies. I might have to do that, honestly. That sounds like a really fun stream. Only took 3 days for a 3D Mario video. I honestly thought it'd be January. Honestly, in all fairness, it took him 3 days before he started like scratching the itch. Do you know what I mean? I think a new 3D Mario is actually coming in 2026. It would be revealed during the 40th anniversary direct. It doesn't make much sense to Nintendo to announce it 6 months. Yeah, but it's Nintendo though. That's the thing. Nintendo is Nintendo and they're really, really weird about this sort of thing, so yeah. Trying to predict them is crazy. I love Nintendo, but I'm counting the days until the very first Nintendo's Forgotten Mario 2026 edition. True, so am I. Unless WOD was sometimes a one-time thing to get people to buy the bundle, I can see them now not making Omega AAA titles on the price center. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. Play Yoshi's Circuit Workshop map and give me a recommendation. I need to find out if I can install it first. I don't know if Black Ops 3 will even run on my PC. I have no idea. If not, I might have to hit him up and play some like. I might have to ask if he has a PlayStation. I can play on PS5. Calm down, brother. Calm down. We're on our second day of the new year. I expect it. True. Would you say Nintendo's forgotten about Mario? True. Okay, guys, maybe we didn't get 3D Mario. I like even all the comments are kind of like cooking him a little bit, like having a bit of fun with him. It's kind of funny. We need to have an intermission about you and 3D Mario obsession. Everyone's doing it. I'd love another 3D Smash Bros. Same, actually. You say this every year. His own community's had enough. They've had enough of him. Good lord. It might be nice to see a new Star Fox as well. I think a lot of people don't see it as relevant anymore, right? Not trying to revitalize. Yeah, that's true. I'm just waiting for Luigi match of 4, and Daisy needs to be in the 4th installment. Classic. Oh, my ship. Daisy and Luigi, my ship needs to be in the next game. Sound like a Stranger Things fan, bro. Fucking hell. Also, Galaxy 3 better be good. Open world doesn't always work. I feel like every time y'all have asked for this, it backfired. I don't know what you're talking about. Every time it's gone open world, I love it. Here we go again. I'm very excited for the new talking flag. Same, honestly. I'm very excited. Are you guys excited for it? Liar, fraud, Nintendo adult. I need to. That's going to be the thumbnail of this Moresty, isn't it? Nintendo Land, the sins of Nintendo Land, liar, fraud, Nintendo adult. We need to do that. Some people are talking about the tease for the next 3D Zelda games as the franchise, the 40th anniversary. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be crazy if we get tears for that. That'd be true, actually. You buying the IRL talking flower? I don't think I am. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I am, chat. Let's have a look. Hang on. Talking flower. Where is it? How much is it? Oh, the talking flower bundle. Can I get it on its own? Bonus item with purchase. Oh, you guys. Oh, what? No, I want like the actual talking flower thing. Where is it? It will go on sale. Oh, it will go on sale spring 2026. It's not on sale yet. Okay, it's not on sale yet. Can you replace the voice lines? I don't know. We'll have to see if I can mod it. 3D Mario tomorrow. Oh my god, Silk Song tomorrow. It's like Silk Song gamers. It's like Silk Song. It's like Silk Song. Silk Song tomorrow. Silk Song tomorrow. Come on. It's Silk Song gamers. Come on. Guys, come on. Guys, Silk Song tomorrow. 3D Mario tomorrow. Come on. He promised he wouldn't talk about it until it came out. A few months ago, no, believe me, it was like the September Direct where he said if it doesn't get announced, I won't talk about it until it's officially revealed. He promised a lot of things, none of which he actually kept. That's harsh. That's harsh. I can't believe this. Ooh, we were drama in the now, you guys said this wouldn't be a drama Monday. Huh? Landing on Fraud Watch. That's cold. That's cold. Like that's cold. What are these lists of demands? Nothing's going to be Odyssey. That's fake. That's not right. I think something could be Odyssey. I think Odyssey was a really good game, if you ask me, but I think something can be it. I don't think it's undefeatable. Sean, so probably not. What if we have to wait this long is for Super Smash Brothers 3D. What's up with 3D Smash Brothers? What's going on here? There's too much 3D Smash Brothers chat. Mario Tennis has Mario moving in 3D, so yes. True. I can't beat that logic, can you? I think we'll leave that. I think we'll do a brief look at newest first because that's always kind of funny. I've been saying this since the Switch 2 came out. We're not going to get a 3D Mario until 2027. Oh no, 2027 guy, Luigi's Mansion guy. Don't criticize the next playground. I agree. I've been playing Cocomelon Battle Royale for a while, and it's been really, really fun. Don't you dare. Oh my god, it's Wootmaster. Wootmaster, what the hell are you doing? What? Wootmaster in the 10doland comment section, alright? Crazy. If you ask me, I do think we'll see 3D Mario this year, largely because Mario's always historically been the first year of a console's life. That said, if you're not looking at the big picture, if you write off February, they want all eyes on Galaxy movie and by extension the Galaxy re-release. Besides, how you're still stuck on them revealing things and giving a way longer hype cycles than they have in the past. True! Like Mario Wonder, another huge pillar of Mario, and Mario Kart, arguably the largest pillar, got revealed not super far out, and I don't see why 3D Mario would be exempt from their new marketing style. I say if it's happening, it's going to be June, July, so the Mario hype train chugs on steadily, and it doesn't have hype due to being the quiet months of the year. Yeah, I'd say so. True. You know what? Average Master W. Average gamers. The hopium. I agree. I think that's all we got from new. As always, Landon, you're an odd fella, but I must say, you're always kind of a funny watch. So we'll leave you there. I don't know what else to say. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there, chat.